from Two Sisters Accounting, along with the lovely Jen from Well Balanced, and this is a punch in the bum, apparently.
Yo, do you know what? When it sticks, you gotta go with it, haven't you?
I mean, it seems quite apt for us, so
it's as good a title as any.
And this week, I really need to get something off my chest.
It's okay. This is a safe space.
HMRC again, Jen.
Woo woo! My favourite people.
So, not the boring technical bit is trying to register for somebody for Making Tax Digital. You just have to do an online form. It should take 72 hours. You get an email saying it's done. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's dead easy.
Yeah, and it should then appear in your software that it's there, all the VAT returns are there, it's good to go. So I did it beginning of March, I'd say, and it still wasn't coming through, and I did put off calling HMRC to chase it up because I hate them. And it still hadn't come through. So about 2 weeks ago, I finally picked up the phone, called HMRC, spoke to somebody, had a look. He went, "Oh, I don't know, I'll have to put you through to the Making Tax Digital department." And I got cut off, and I was like, I don't think they exist. But that's probably why I got cut off. Next day, I called somebody else, went through it all again. And you have to remember, every time you call HMRC, at least 10 to 15 minutes of the hateful HMRC lady waffling, and then the hold, and then all of this. Second time I spoke to somebody, oh, it's because the client hasn't got an online gateway account set up. They have to have that before any Making Tax Digital registration will work. I was like, I know that's wrong because I've done it for other clients without them having one, but I do what I'm told. I'll try it. Shock horror, didn't work. But I thought maybe after these 2 phone calls, it will they'll have done something in the background, it pushed something through. So I left it another week hoping. And we were like, maybe it'll just fix itself. Right, so I call 3, speak to somebody. She tells me that I've got to do some online link between the agent services account and the client to get them it to work. Given that they're already registered as a client with us, I've already done the old style where they send out code and stuff. So I've done all of this. That was cool. And also, this woman is actively huffing at me. You know, when you're speaking with somebody and you're going, "Oh, I've done this, I've tried this, I've done this," and she's going, "Right, well, what you need to do is," and I was like, again, I know this advice is wrong, but you keep huffing at me, and I'm gonna swear, so I'm gonna hang up. Fourth call, she goes, "Oh yeah, there's a block on the records. You've had return posts, so it's not going through because the record's blocked." I was like, I've made 4 phone calls and only one of you has looked at that. I'm very sure it's pretty obvious on the record.
Oh God. Yeah, I've had that. It's so annoying. And the thing is with HMRC, it's like you talk mostly, other than Huffy lady, you talk to people who are just as frustrated with the system as we are. But they're in it and explaining it to everybody every day and trying to get through it all, and it's like you feel kind of sorry for them.
I honestly think if 4 people and only one of them is in this block on the record, it can't be that hard to find. Like if the record's blocked because they've had return post, I mean, I know HMRC systems are rubbish, but I'm going to assume that's fairly obvious.
Yeah, you think it'd be like a big red thing at the top, wouldn't
it? Yeah, just infuriating. And then just again the constant having to call and go, "When are we going to get this back? Oh, I put a chase in it, be prioritised. You'll hear a response in a week." That was 2 weeks ago. Now I have to call again and go, "Where's my response?" And they'll go, "Oh, yeah, that has been left. Oh, we'll put a chase on that. You'll hear in a week."
Yeah, great. It's another week. It's like I have the same thing. I want to know why VAT is a completely separate entity to all the other taxes. So I changed address. I got this office like July 20, I think. Maybe it might even be July 19. And so I wrote to HMRC because you have to do it snail mail. Can't go online and just update details. So I wrote to HMRC and said, "Look, I've changed my details." Gave them all the agent codes, gave them the old address, new address, name, all that stuff. So I'm getting all my self-assessment letters through, fine, no problem. And then I got an authorization code for a new client for VAT, and it still had my old address on. I'm like, why? Clearly had the letter, you've changed it for everything.
Yeah.
But the VAT letter still got my old address on. So when I finally got through to them, they were like, "Oh yeah, you need to set up a new account."
No.
What? Start again? What? So you've got to set up a new account. So you can't just go, oh, change my address, please. You have to set up a brand new agent account and move all your clients across manually.
Because that's not annoying at all.
No. And I've changed my name recently as well. And moved to a limited company. So that's potentially 3 new VAT accounts that I need.
And but do they move your clients, or do you have to get all the codes again?
Have to go through and authorise them all again. And even better, when you're registering, so for people watching, if you're not bookkeeper types, you might not know what goes on behind the scenes. So to act on behalf of your clients, you need an agent account within HMRC. And you can then add on different services. So you can add on self-assessment, corporation tax, payroll, VAT, blah, blah, blah. So when you register as an agent for VAT, there are 2 different routes, depending on whether you as a business are VAT registered or not.
Oh, God.
I don't understand. What difference does it make if my practice is VAT registered as to whether I can be an agent for a client?
It's baffling, isn't it?
They don't stop you. You just apply a separate way. I don't understand.
The HMRC hopes, and I don't think that I actually spoke to somebody that had part in HMRC systems at some point along the way, and he says basically the systems are so old and so decrepit that like none of them talk to each other, but they don't want to spend the money to update it, so they're basically using systems that at some point are just going to break and are slowly but surely breaking, but because nobody wants to spend the money to bring them up to date, which is why we're just stuck with this mess. But they're also standalone systems, which is why nobody can help you with anything. So if you call self-assessment, but there's a link to a CIS refund or something like that, they physically can't get into the CIS system, which is why nobody can ever help you.
It is crazy. I mean, what was it? I actually am still waiting to hear back from them about this VAT agent registration, and I can't, there's nobody to talk to. I can't ring up and say, have you got my letter? Because there's nobody to talk to. There isn't a phone line for this part of the thing. I tried the agent phone line.
Oh no.
And they're like, oh no, we can't help you. Like, the only thing is you just get through a tiny little bit quicker. You might wait half an hour instead of 40 minutes.
I do quite like the agent helpline. It's the only sneaky helpline that I do. They're usually fairly helpful on there as well.
They need to add that on there. But it's like you say though, it's like the way the different systems don't talk to each other. So I did a let property campaign declaration for one of my clients, and husband and wife. Husband was already a self-assessment client and the wife wasn't. So I had to add her on. But I couldn't add her on because she hadn't registered for self-assessment, so she didn't have a UTR number. So we're waiting for all that to come through. So I did the declaration on her behalf anyway, because I've got it in writing from her that she wants me to do it. And she filled in the 64-8 form to authorise me and sent it with her declaration in the post on the same day that her husband sent his declaration.
Yep, I mean, sounds sensible.
All in the same envelope. So I get a letter saying, oh, your client, we sent you letters in January and you haven't responded. I was like, well, no, you didn't, because I wasn't her agent in January.
Yeah.
But she did respond. So they've got the 64-8 form to authorise me as the agent, which was in the same envelope as the declaration, but they haven't got the declaration. And they've also registered her to submit self-assessments for all the years that we've done the declarations for.
Wonderful.
So that's another phone call, another 40 minutes to say we don't need to do those. Thank you very much.
It's not what I asked. It's just, I think my biggest frustration is with HMRC, and it's the same with any software like helpline or anything. When you know what the exact problem is and you say, this is the problem, I need you to fix this. And they go, have you tried these 14 other things? And you're like, no, this is the exact problem. I've done all those things. I just told you I've done all those things. Trust me, I wouldn't have picked up the phone if any of those 14 things would have worked. It is this thing that I can't fix and I know you can. And then you still have to go through all of it when they're going, yeah, but have you tried this? Yeah, told you I tried that. Have you tried this? Yep. Have you tried that? Yep. And then eventually they're like, oh, that is a problem, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's why I've called.
Well done, you got there. It's like you have to lead them down this path of here's where I am and here's where you are, and we've got to get there together, kind of thing. But yeah, I had exactly the same thing with, it's like when your broadband goes down, like the first thing you do is like, I'm going to restart my router. They're like, right, well, then I'll test the phone line because something's not working somewhere. And then you ring up and it's like, have you restarted your router? Yes, can you do it while I'm on the phone?
I
Really?
spoke to
Takes
an
up 10
IT
minutes for that thing to boot back up again.
I spoke to an IT man about this. Apparently people lie all the time.
Oh, yeah, I suppose they do.
I didn't know this. Apparently, like, you can see how long a computer's been on in the task manager setting somewhere. Right, yeah, blew my mind. So if you call IT and say, I've restarted it, they can check if you're telling lies. I was like, this is mind-blowing information. I was like, no wonder you say it again all the time. He's like, yeah, because so many people say, of course I've restarted it. And it's not been restarted for 31 days. And then they wonder why their computer's blowing up. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
I like that. That's an extra little bit of spy work I can add to my little spy kit. Because we have to do a lot of detective work, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always on Google. Sometimes I'm kind of have to delete my search history, depending on what it is that I've had to search for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I keep getting suggestions at the moment for coffins because one of my clients is an undertaker. And every now and again, I'll have to look something up, see if it's like a coffin or an ashes casket or something like that. So now, like, Facebook's like, oh, you're interested in coffins? I'm like, no, really no.
I don't just have them hanging around in the spare room. That's hilarious. Yeah. Individually, I know that, like, some of them do try their hard, although Huffy women did really get my back up. Don't huff at me. I know you don't want to do your job. I don't want to be calling you either. So let's not huff at each other. This does not help.
If you're in customer service and you can't stop yourself huffing at people, you're in the wrong job.
Yeah, and I get it. Nobody wants to be on the phone with HMRC doing the calls or working there. But let's not huff at people. It's not very nice.
They do probably get a bunch of Muppets phoning up though.
I know, but my problem was actually something was actually broken. Trust me, I do not call HMRC unless I have to. Like,
it's a last resort thing.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, some people will pick up the phone and call them willy-nilly about anything. As for my story at the beginning, I will long things out I'll give them a good week just to see if it will fix itself.
Yeah, because it takes so long because everything has to happen by post. Because they're not yet in the 21st century. And apart from, actually, with the latest round of grants, they've emailed a load of people and said, we're going to call you from a withheld number and we need you to upload documents to Dropbox. And
What?
It's like, what? That sounds like a scam.
Oh, sounds so scammy. I would
Apparently it's not.
But that sounds so scammy.
No, I had a VAT investigation I had to deal with and they were like, oh yeah, can we share things on Dropbox? I'm like, I suppose so.
Really?
Random, but all right.
And
then asking me to post it.
This is what blows my mind with HMRC. You think they're like a government agency. Like, for a lot of us, like with the accounting governing bodies, they'd probably tell you not to use Dropbox because it won't be secure enough or something. And yet HMRC are just Dropboxing stuff all over the place.
Well, do you know what? There's little old me, right? I don't have a big expensive practice. I don't have loads and loads of high value clients. I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. I have my own little portal where my clients can share documents with me and they can sign things off electronically and it's all lovely. Keeps all their details. They can go in and update their address and their phone number if they need to and all this stuff. That's just me on my own here. What if I can manage it? Why can't HMRC?
Yeah, exactly. And would I feel comfortable sharing stuff on Dropbox? No, probably not. It's really easy to delete stuff from there or just send it to the wrong freaking person.
Yes, very much so. Imagine it. Oh God, the room for error.
Yeah, the room for error. No, that icks me out. Yeah, it's just, bless them. They just need a bit of money spending on them.
They do. Do you want to get in there and sort them out?
Oh no.
I would really love to just dig through it all and go, right, what can we do?
No, because I think I'd just burn the whole place to the ground.
Just start again. Just get shake it.
Like, you know what? None of this works. I'm just burning the lot. Like, it's like the fact that when I send a letter to HMRC and clients go, oh, when will we hear back? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't bother asking for 3 months. And they go, what? You've got to be joking. And I go, I wish I was, but I honestly wouldn't bother expecting a response to this for at least 3 months. And they look at me and they think I'm joking. I go, call HMRC, say you sent a letter in on this date and ask them what the turnaround time will be. And quite often it is, or at least like the last time I checked, it was horrendously long. And people go, no, you can't be right. I'm like, no, just honestly, the HMRC post turnaround times are insane.
It's crazy because it has to go from A to B by post. There's your first delay. Then it has to get opened with the millions of other letters they've encouraged people to send.
Yeah.
Then they get scanned.
I think then they sit in a hole somewhere.
I think, hence my fact we can't prove that my client sent 648 and the declaration at the same envelope. And then that then gets added to the bottom of the pile on somebody's to-do list. Depending on the size of the department, it's going to take forever.
I think they sit in a black hole for a while before they get allocated out as well. Yeah. It goes nowhere. And then I would never bother sending anything to HMRC recorded or signed for either, because it will never get seen any quicker.
Yeah. Just doesn't matter. All you know is it's arrived.
Yeah, just put it second class and send it off. The only benefit you have is HMRC are so bad with their post that you can say that you sent something, even if they haven't received it, and they take it. They go, oh yeah, you probably did. Check. Because they can't, not to check so much, but if you say, no, I sent you an appeal about this 3 months ago, they usually go, oh, could you resend it with the original date on it, and we'll mark that on the system. Because their post is so bad, they can't check it. So that is the one loophole around it.
Of course, we're not advocating lying to HMRC.
Obviously, I've never done that. However, they have lost the post before and have told me that.
Many, many, many times, I should imagine.
Many
I know
times.
I've had stuff go into the black hole before now.
Yeah, it's great fun when you're like, where is this letter? Oh no, we've not had it. I was like, great. Send that again then.
So because anybody out there who's like this, whether to buy, like invest in a bookkeeper or not, you won't have to call HMRC again. We have to deal with that crap. Think about that. That makes us worth every penny of our fee straight away.
And also, we have spent so many years arguing and fighting with HMRC. We know the ways around things, or how to actually get there in the end.
Yeah.
Because I think like for this Making Tax Digital thing, where I had to make 4 phone calls to get anywhere with it. If that was a client like that was desperately trying to get this fixed, they wouldn't have a clue or a chance. They'd probably still be on phone call number like 9 going, no, it's not worked. Please, can I submit my VAT return?
Getting letters going, you haven't submitted your VAT return. Why? Yes, I know why. I'm trying to, please.
Although equally, actually, because once they put a block on your account, they won't expect any VAT returns or anything.
Yeah, that is handy.
Until they unblock it. So I was like, how would this work?
When they do unblock it, you get quite a long time, don't you?
Yeah, but then if they can't send letters out because they've blocked it because they've had return post, how would you ever know it's blocked? Like this mythical creature.
It is this kind of continuous cycle then, isn't it? We're all just like talking to nobody.
Yeah, it blows my mind. So yeah, I just needed to get my HMRC rant off my chest. And I know I do, and I do feel bad because I know everyone does try their best, apart from Huffy Lady. She's still on my no list.
Got it coming.
She still gets the caveat of everyone at HMRC, apart from Huffy Lady. I honestly, you know when you feel that rage in your chest because somebody is being so rude, and you're like, yeah.
You can't help it coming out in your tone as well.
Yeah.
And you can feel yourself gritting your teeth as you're trying to stay polite to this person.
You can feel yourself being that person on the phone, and you're like, I can't help it. It's like the next one when I made phone call number 4, I had to say to her, I'm really sorry if I get frustrated. I really don't want to be rude, but I am at the end of my tether with this. I shouldn't take 4 phone calls.
Yeah, you kind of have to apologise and start the call with, look, I'm not taking it out on you, but you don't know how many phone calls I've had, and I'm very wound up, and if you don't get to the bottom of it, I may get angry with you too.
Yeah, I frustration is actually, she was very helpful. She was a delight.
As long as she wasn't huffy, that's fine.
She wasn't huffing. Just don't huff down the phone at me.
Do you think we've done HMRC?
I mean, I feel lighter.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
I feel like hopefully people understand our struggles a little bit more now.
If not, at least we've had a good rant, so we feel better. Even if people haven't enjoyed it or don't find it insightful, I feel better, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, screw everybody else, we've had fun.
That's life rules, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is the whole thing, isn't it? You record a video, you talk about what you want to talk about.
Well, exactly. So yeah, that was another week of a punch in the bum, and this week I would like to give Huffy Lady a punch in the bum.
HMRC again, a massive punch in the bum.
Oh, amazing.